What's up, Swarm TV? We hope you guys have a great November.
With Thanksgiving coming up, let's hop the man on the street and get people's take on Thanksgiving.
Jimmy Roscotta here. I'm with my guy, Nate Shot, and I'm gonna ask him a few questions. What's your favorite Thanksgiving meal?
My favorite Thanksgiving meal, I say stuffing.
Who are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for. Can I list a few off?
Yeah.
I say Jimmy.
Uh-huh.
I say eyeball bowling. I say eyeball P. We say who else? Gabriel Sebastian Collier. Hey, shout out to BJ Renfro and his bike. Hey, bike gang for life. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you like to do on Thanksgiving?
I low-key just be eating, bro.
Yeah.
I wake up and I eat.
Yeah, same.
And I go to bed and I eat again.
Yeah. And I'll take a nap and I eat again. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. I'm with Ethan here, and what's your favorite meal for Thanksgiving?
Ham.
What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family and all the different activities I'm able to do.
And what's your favorite thing to do on Thanksgiving?
Every year we go to my aunt's house, just play a bunch of card games and eat. So
That's nice.
Here with Cole. What's your favorite food for Thanksgiving?
My favorite food for Thanksgiving would have to be green bean casserole.
Castle.
What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my mom, my dad, my grandma, and wrestling.
And what do you like to do on Thanksgiving?
My favorite thing to do on Thanksgiving is mess around and wrestle with my little cousins.
That's nice. I'm here with Grace. What's your favorite meal?
My favorite meal is probably turkey.
What do you like to do?
I like to hang out with my family.
And what are you thankful for?
My family and my friends.
Got it. Well, Miranda, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is a Mexican dish called pozole.
What do you like to do on Thanksgiving?
I like to celebrate the day with my family.
And who are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my friend Melissa, Marisol, and my friend Ben.
Moving on to another new topic.
Girls wrestling is no longer co-op with AL and is now their own individual team.
Let's interview the team to see what the team has to say.
My name is Colton Downing. I'm the head girls wrestling coach here at TJ.
And what are your thoughts on the TJ become their own independent program?
We love it here. We get a lot more time to focus on our girls, grow the program organically, not have to run around the city for practice times, and overall we can just put a good focus on our wrestlers here at TJ.
And lastly, what are your goals for this upcoming season?
Well, we'd like to have at least 3 girls at the state tournament, including some wins there. We really want to get those girls noticed, start to get our recruitment and our branching out to college universities, and just help really build a foundation for a long-term program.
What is your favorite part about girls wrestling?
Being there for the team and all the girls are really kind and it's really good for my mental mind.
And what goals do you have for this upcoming wrestling season?
To try to make state and just help out with the girls and stuff.
Thank you. What is your favorite part about girls wrestling?
I really like how wrestling is an accountability sport, so you really, when you go in and you train and you practice to make yourself better, and you don't really have anybody else to blame if you lose a match or, yeah.
And to wrap it up, what are your goals for this wrestling season?
I really want us to get a full team this year. We had like 8 in total yesterday in practice, which was actually our highest so far. And I think it'd be really awesome to make to qualify for state this year, because I haven't yet.
4 more TJ members will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
Let's see what the new coming members have to say.
Linda Dunlop, a 1956 TJ graduate and longtime member of the Hall of Fame committee, says the Hall began in 1997 as a way to honor alumni and faculty. Each year, the committee chooses 3 to 5 individuals. Nomination forms to suggest someone for the Hall of Fame are available in the school's main office. Past inductees include alumni such as Olympic wrestling gold medalist William Smith, etiquette expert Marsha Young Stewart, and U2 keyboard player Terry Lawless. TJ's first 3 principals are all in the hall, as is Dr. Steve Hardiman, the only person who has been a TJ student, teacher, and principal.
Good morning, Jacket Nation. This is Mr. Larson for Swarm TV. With all the former students in the building on November 15th for the TJ Hall of Fame induction ceremony, we decided to bring a former journalism student out of retirement to do a little interviewing. That's me, former newspaper and yearbook editor when I was attending TJ. But today we're talking about some more important former students from TJ who are being inducted or were inducted into the TJ Hall of Fame. We're starting with Ms. Harry Richardson Watts. Welcome to Swarm TV.
Thank you very much.
Just to start out, what was your reaction to finding out that you had been inducted?
I was very surprised, and it was such a wonderful phone call because it also came from my dance team coach while I was here at TJ, and she was someone, Deb Goodman, who I was really, really close with. So to get that news from her kind of made it even better. But I was just really surprised. I have really strong feelings about my community and about staying here in my community. I have strong feelings about my kids staying in the Council Bluffs Community School District. So I feel very honored, and I hope that I can live up to that, and I hope that I can contribute back as well.
Tell me a little bit about some of the things you accomplished after graduation.
So really shortly after I graduated, a month or 2, I actually started my dance studio. I started my business, Carrie's Dance Studio. I was still going to college, but my original plan was to go to Dana College in Blair, Nebraska. And when I got up there for orientation, there was just a feeling in my stomach that it wasn't right. And so I had a long conversation with my parents, and my mom mentioned that I was happiest when I was teaching kids dance. I'd been an assistant teacher at my studio growing up, so I turned our home dance studio into a training facility for people to come and work with me. I continued to go to college, so I was going to Creighton and Iowa Western during the day, and then teaching classes in the afternoon. And the business just grew from there. Since then, I've worked in multiple schools in the district, coaching dance team, but also I do a lot of theater. So I've worked with a lot of theater students and different community theaters. I try my best to contribute any way I can. I volunteer in all of my kids' activities, or even some of the activities they're not in, I help with. And I just, like I said, I feel really strongly about Council Bluffs and where I'm from.
Okay. How did your time at TJ help prepare you for what you're doing?
I think that my time at TJ was huge in starting my business, and not just my time, but the people that I had in my life. So many of the instructors that I had here at TJ influenced me and gave me that drive and gave me the confidence that I could start my own business and do the things that were hard. My very first dance recital, I had 52 students, and my program was made by the journalism students here at TJ. A journalism student came and videoed my dance recital. I was still being supported by the people that I went to school with, which was great. We were such a sense of community. So I think, having teachers that believed in you and pushed you and supported you, made me be able to do what I did. I was an academic. I got great grades, but I didn't see an academic college path as something I had passion about. And some adults, maybe I should say, really kind of poo-pooed the thought of being a dance teacher, that wasn't really a job or a career. And there were several of my instructors and counselors here at TJ who didn't take that approach and encouraged me. And so, I'm so appreciative of my time here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, our next inductee is Mrs. Lori Thomas. Congratulations on being inducted. And my first question, what was your reaction when you found out?
When I got the call from Mr. Kaiser, I was very surprised. I worked with several awesome people here at TJ, and I was humbled and felt inadequate, but it was an honor. I love TJ. I have always thought of TJ like my family, and so it was nice to be given a special recognition.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your career here. I know you did some teaching and some coaching.
Yes. So my first year I started was in 1984. At that time I just taught science, but then I slowly added coaching, and over the years I counted up and I coached 57 different girls volleyball and track teams. So that was kept me busy. I went to extracurricular activities, but the coaching definitely took up a lot of my extracurricular time.
Okay. And then some students who are watching this show are probably thinking, I feel like I'm seeing that woman in the halls now. Tell me what's going on this semester that you are helping us with.
So this fall they could not find a licensed biology teacher, and I still had my teaching license. So I got a call from one of the people here, and they asked me strongly to come back, and so I agreed to sub fill in for a semester. And it's been nice to be back. But there's a reason we old people retire. I told my kids when I started, I'm your mean grandma, and I think I've proven that correct, and they will agree. The kids watching this who have me, there it is.
Okay. Well, again, congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, our next inductee is Dr. Kirsten Rupp. Welcome to Swarm TV. Kirsten, first off, what was your reaction when you found out you had been inducted into the TJ Hall of Fame?
I was just very appreciative that Fairmont Lake had nominated me, and then also very grateful to the social for
Okay, tell me a little bit about what you've accomplished since graduation.
So since graduation, I went on to get my PhD in computational and systems biology at Washington University in St. Louis. And I am now a research scientist in the lab at Washington University in St. Louis, where we do work on trying to understand how proteins organize themselves and how this organization gets disrupted in disease. And I work with experts from all over the world, and I've published around 29 papers on these topics, trying to understand how do we these proteins come together and organize and change disease.
And how did your time at TJ help you with what you're doing now?
As a student at TJ, I was able to be involved in so many different activities, and it really gave me an opportunity to figure out what I enjoyed and what I didn't enjoy. I got to be involved in speech, I got to be involved in theater, I also got to be involved in a lot of different sports, but also mainly my teachers who went above and beyond and particularly challenged me to think critically, I think was very important for my success.
Okay, well again, congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am here talking with Julie Newby, and she's going to tell us a little bit about another one of the Hall of Fame inductees, Paul Ingalls. Julie, welcome to Swarm TV. And what can you tell me about Paul Ingalls?
Well, Paul Ingalls was born in 1919 and he graduated from Thomas Jefferson in 1938. While he was here, he was involved in a variety of activities ranging from journalism to ROTC, and he eventually got a job at Spicer Studio in Council Bluffs. And when the call came in 1940 to join the military, he accepted and went to the Lowry Air Force Base in Denver, Colorado, where he trained on aerial photography and repair of camera equipment. He eventually was assigned to serve in the Pacific Theater, so he went to Hawaii for training. And then in November of 1943, he was shot while working on a plane, taking aerial photography, and he died in action. He was buried at, let me look at my notes here real quick, he was buried at the Army Task Force Cemetery in the Hampton Islands, and his remains were eventually moved to Schofield Air Force, Schofield Cemetery in Honolulu.
Okay, and how is it that you are the one here representing them today for the Hall of Fame inductees?
Sure. I'm here today because my daughter Emily Newby graduated last year, and a project she did for an organization called National History Day, Sacrifice for Freedom, she was allowed to research a local Southwest Iowa veteran, and she could not be here today because she's in college, so I kind of did some, follow along these interesting projects, so I told her I would come today and accept the award. We really were not able to find any living relatives, that would respond to us, so we're not even sure where his Purple Heart ended up.
Okay. And Emily is an AL graduate.
Emily graduated in 2024 from American
Okay. As Emily was doing her research, what did she find impactful or interesting about Mr. Ingalls?
Well, one of the reasons she picked him is because he was from Council Bluffs and he did go to Thomas Jefferson, and they actually shared the same birthday, April 3rd. So she was kind of excited about that. One of her other choices, the guy had the last name of also a famous German general in the Army, so we were like, okay, we'll just stay away from that. We'll go with Paul Ingalls. A couple things that were interesting were his middle initial is an I, which you see a lot, but then there's some uploaded documentation like Mr. Simpson's where it's Irving or Ivan, and so it's kind of like, we didn't really know what's going on. So we think we determined it's Irving. One of the interesting things about the research was a lot of people that did these projects were able to find living relatives and a lot of background information. Emma was not able to do as much, but the Knock-Crow and the Thomas Jefferson and Monticello yearbooks were extremely helpful. And, you know, he was just an ordinary guy. And he, you know, went into the service doing his job, and he ended up dying doing what he loved because he worked in a photography studio. And he received a Purple Heart for his work in the military. And, you know, just, it's nice to see everyday citizens, you know, what they can accomplish.
All right, well, thank you very much for sharing with us, and thank you to your daughter for the research that she did.
And that was Swarm TV. What a warm episode. See you in December.